ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗು ಈ ಕಡೆ ಸೈಡ್ ದಡಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತು. ದಡಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಗ ಇದನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಪ ಯಾವುದೋ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು, ಓಡು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹಾಚ್ಕೊಬಿಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಸರಿನ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಂದು ಓಡ್ಗಂದು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪಕ್ಕದ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗು ಇದು ಫುಲ್ಲು ಕುಸ್ದುಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಈ ಕಡೆಗೆ.
ಇನ್ನೇನು ಊಟ ಕೂತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಇದಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ಒಂಥರ ಭೂಮಿ ಹಂಗೆ ಕುಸ್ತೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. ಭೂಮಿ ಕುಸ್ತೋದಾಗ ನಾನೇನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ಕುಸ್ತೋಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಂಗಸ್ರ ಕೈ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಗಳ ಕೈ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಚೆ ಓಡೋಗಿ ಬಡ್ಕೊಂಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಫುಲ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಈಚೆಗೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರು.
Lokesh and Govindaya, along with their families, were fortunate enough to escape with their lives on the 9th of October 12. But their house in NGO colony was hardly the first building to collapse in Bengaluru. Over the past 1 month alone, there have been a series of buildings collapsing into rubble. First, it was a 3-story building in Laksandra in South Bengaluru on the morning of September 27, which collapsed like a pile of cards. The very next day, another 3-story building in the KMF quarters near the same area turned into rubble within seconds. Since then, there have been at least 3 such instances where buildings have shown signs of structural instability. Even the police quarters in the Benny Mills area near Majestic has shown signs of weakness, with one tower dangerously tilting by more than 1 feet and cracks appearing in the basement. So, why are Bangalore's buildings falling like a house of cards? Who is to blame and what are the solutions? There are broadly 3 reasons. First and foremost, there are issues that should have been flagged prior to construction itself.
They should have to check the soil tests before they were doing foundation. That is the main thing. And they will give designs. On the basis of that, they have to make foundations and pillars, everything for construction. And the material should be used for that construction. Must be tested by in each and every level from the quality control, this thing. Then only the quality can be assessed. Then after the foundation, the main thing is curing and also the proportion of the mortar, cement, like that. Proportions we will fix it. So on that basis we have to make.
Then there is the matter of indiscriminate constructions, building more floors than what is legally allowed. This shakes the very foundation of the building itself.
For example, I will tell you, 30-40 site, for example. Our rules, bylaws will be there. They will giving only stilt for car parking, ground first and second. 3 floors will be there. Height is limited, okay? So you should have to follow all those things. On that basis, you will make a preparation of plans and designs, everything, structural, this thing. They want to construct another 2 floors for renting or to enjoy or something like that. That's all wrong. They should have to respect the laws. Then only we can make constructions and safe.
And lastly, the lack of maintenance can also contribute to the compromise of the structural integrity of the building.
Main reason, the maintenance is not there. Maintenance by the owner or the tenants, whoever they may be. They are not taking care of the buildings properly. Once in 2 years, 3 years, or every day checking whether water is leaking or sanitary problems, any cracks in the flooring, roofs, walls, like that. They have to check and rectify the things in time, but they are not doing it. That's why the collapse of buildings are occurring in everywhere.
So, who is to be blamed? While the building owner can be held responsible for violations and negligence, it is the BBMP who is the ultimate authority and should be held responsible for failing to do its duties.
It's a total abdication of BBMP's responsibility because section 256 of the new BBMP Act says that it's the BBMP's responsibility to identify all these dilapidated structures, either fence them off, bring them down, or repair them, or issue notice to the owner to do the same things. If the owner does not do it, then BBMP itself has to do it.
The issue of collapsing buildings is, however, not new in Bangalore. In 2019, 5 persons had died when 2 buildings in Cooktown collapsed. Following that incident, the Karnataka High Court took suo motu cognizance and ordered the BBMP to undertake a survey of such weak structures across the city. Now, after a fresh survey, BBMP says that there are 400 such weak structures across the city. They said they have been issuing notices to the residents and taking action where the buildings pose an immediate danger.
ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೆರಡು ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ 2 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಶಿಥಿಲವಾಗುವಂಥ ಕಟ್ಟಡಗಳು ಇದೆಯಾ ಅದನ್ನು 15 ದಿನ ಟೈಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ. 15 ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಈ 175 ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಉಳಿದಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾವ್ದ್ಯಾವುದು ಶಿಥಿಲ ಅವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಬೀಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಗುರ್ತು ಮಾಡಿ ವರದಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
So, what are the possible solutions? Greater grassroots governance can be the way forward. This is where area sabhas and ward committees come in.
The tragedy is also that BBMP has never empowered the ward committees and the area sabhas to do these tasks, because they would have done it better than any official. The ward disaster management cells should have identified these buildings and taken measures to rehabilitate the people and to prevent future hazards. Made sure that the building bylaws are not violated, because that is the main reason.
Until and unless the BBMP gets its act together, violations will go unchecked. The consequences are not merely material or monetary, it can be fatal too. Is BBMP okay with blood on its hands?